Hello, and welcome to the video. My name is Kyle, and this is West Coast Elevators. Today I'm coming to you with something a little bit different than what I normally do. Instead of filming an elevator, an escalator, a bus, or a train or something, I'm doing a Q&A with questions that you guys have sent in to me. So without further ado, let's get right into it. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and go through these in no particular order. By the way, if you guys have noticed that I'm holding two devices in my hands, it's because I'm recording on this old iPod because I'm too far away from the camera for a mic and I don't have an actual lav mic. It's starting to rain, so I need to pick this up before my camera dies. We're going to go in no particular order, so starting off here we have a question from Elevators Plus More on YouTube, who asked, what editor do you use? Any tips about it? I use Adobe Premiere Pro. That's quite a bit of overkill for elevator videos, I know, but I managed to get it for free, and, well, I probably shouldn't tell you how exactly I did that, but, basically my tips, I guess, would be that I have a little bit of an intro. I try to keep it short now, about 5 seconds or less on a short video like this, and an outro too, where I have some different cards on the screen that people can click on and immediately jump to another video or subscribe to me, just to make it a bit easier for people to do stuff at the end of the video if they want to see more. Next up, we have a question from Ology on Instagram, who asked, what made you fall in love with public transit? Actually, that's a funny story. The reason I came involved with public transit is not only from viewing public transit videos on YouTube, but also because I take it on a daily basis to get to school. So that's kind of how I ended up liking it, between the videos and just going to school every day. So, well, now I like buses. I know, not a deep story or anything, but that's how it is. Next up we have one from that guy on the left on YouTube, who asked, why are you interested in elevators? This one is a little bit more interesting. As a kid, I became interested in elevators as a very small child. I remember riding certain ones, like at the mall and the hotels that I went to for fun. I just always found them kind of interesting, and now that I understand how they work more and all the different companies and whatnot that produce them, I find quite a bit of interest in them. They're just a pretty interesting machine that gets overlooked by most people. Another question from YouTube. This one comes to me from Mohammed Hussein, who asked to see the crossing signals at the railroad crossings here in Cupertino in action. Sure, I'll go ahead and try to do that next time I catch a train going by. I haven't seen one in a couple weeks, but hopefully I catch one eventually. Next up, a question from Elevators in North America on YouTube, who asked, what other interests do you have? My other interests besides elevators and public transit and whatnot that you see here on my YouTube channel are photography in general, videography, which I'm practicing right now. I also like to go fishing and do lots of activities outdoors, go for hikes, find neat places like this. I'll splice in a little cut of what exactly it looks like behind me. I know you guys can't see it because it's a steep bank, but there's a creek flowing back there, and I'm sure you've noticed the sound in here. Yeah, so I guess that's the kind of things I like to do. I like to go fishing a lot. My dad owns a boat. I'm buying a kayak very soon. I like to go on the ocean and lakes, mostly here in California, just because that's what I have at my disposal. Next up, I have a question from David Moore on YouTube, who asked how much would it cost to get a camera set up and stuff so that I could do elevator videos. Honestly, I have various cameras, various setups. The one I'm using right now is a little Nikon S9700. I bought this for a couple $100, refurbished off Amazon. So really you don't need anything too expensive. This camera does 1080p, that's perfectly well. You can also easily film with your phone, and I sometimes do that just because the best camera is the one that you have on you. That's a photography quote, I didn't come up with that saying. But I also have a Canon T6i DSLR, because I'm into photography and videography, and I like to. Something was on my leg. I'm sorry. Nature. So I have various different cameras ranging in value from about $150 to $200. But like I said, you really don't need anything to have a smartphone. That's plenty enough. Next up, we have a question from Up and Down Adventures on YouTube, who said, out of all the elevators you know of anywhere in the world, which one do you want to see in person and ride the most? Very interesting question. I can't remember exactly where they are right at the moment, but I know there are a few original elevators from the 1800s, which have the pull rope mechanism to get them to control them, and wooden guide rails, and no barriers, and very, very interesting machines. I'll probably put in here somewhere where they are, but yeah, those are what I would be really interested in seeing at some point in my life. I really hope I get that opportunity. I don't expect it, though, because there's none close to me. Next up, we have another question from David Moore, who asked what classes I am taking in school right now. So, if you guys didn't know this, I am a freshman community college student here in California. At the moment, I'm on my second quarter. Yes, my school is on quarter system, not semesters. I take 3 quarters a year because I don't do summer classes. At the moment, I'm taking just a basic English class, pre-calculus 2, photography, and biology. And last but not least, we have a question from William Shelton on Facebook, who said, what is your favorite elevator company and what are your favorite fixtures by that company? I would have to say that my favorite elevator company is Otis, and my favorite fixtures would be the black buttons, Lexan, and their older ones before the black buttons that we would call that, the black buttons, the larger ones, I mean the smaller ones like they use on 1920s elevators and stuff, and obviously I absolutely love the manual cranks and really want to see an elevator that is manually controlled with a crank originally, and still manually controlled to this day. Alright guys, so that is going to wrap up my Q&A session. I hope you have enjoyed. I hope your question was answered. If you have one that you didn't get in time, go ahead and leave it in the comments here, and I'll try to answer it there. I may do one of these again in the future, but no plans as to when or how long from now I'm going to be doing so. So, thank you for watching. I'll see you all in my next video, and I hope you enjoyed the very special video prior to this one that I uploaded today. Make sure to go check that one out if you haven't already. I'm going to leave a card to it here, as well as here, sorry. Thank you for watching. That's it.